Hey guys, this is Zach with Lone Star Percussion in Dallas, Texas. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also, make sure to sign up for our newsletter. We have lots of promotions that go out. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel where we put all these percussion content videos. So the purpose of today's video is not necessarily to showcase a specific product, but rather to compare and contrast the different types of woods that are used for drumsticks. So right here we have 3 pairs of Vic Firth 5As. They all have identical dimensions, bead types, tapers, all that kind of stuff, but they're all made out of 3 different materials. So we have the Heritage 5A, which is a maple stick. We have the Classic 5A, which is a standard hickory, and we have the Shogun 5A, which is a Japanese oak. All these different things play into the timbre and the weight of the stick, and they can create different feels and different sounds on the gear you're using as you're playing. So I've chosen a 21-inch Zildjian Sweet Ride. I picked this cymbal because it has a good balance of wash and stick definition so that you can hear how the sticks affect both aspects of the cymbal. So you'll be able to hear how the stick affects the wash and how it affects the overall ping sound of the cymbal. I've also chosen a Black Beauty snare. It's just a standard snare drum. You've heard it probably on more recordings than you even know. So it's just a good home base for a good snare sound. I've mic'd this setup with 2 microphones on the snare drum, your regular SM57 that you would usually use on a snare. I've also put an AKG 414 on there, large diaphragm condenser, just to kind of have some options to see if we can accentuate the differences that the different sticks have on the drum, because they're not going to make as big a difference on the drum as they are on the cymbal. On the cymbal, we just have an AKG 414, just like this one here, mounted in an overhead position. So the first stick we're going to look at is the Maple, the Heritage 5A from Vic Firth. Maple is the softest wood out of the spectrum of sticks that we've selected today. It kind of has a spongy feel, and it gives you a little bit lighter of a sound off of the drum and off of the cymbal. You get more stick definition because you're not getting as much tone or timbre out of the cymbal. The stick itself is not playing into the metal or into the head as much, so you get a little bit lighter timbre. Next we have the Vic Firth Classic 5A. The 5A is just mainly our control here, because hickory is probably what most of your drumsticks are. If you're playing drum set, they're probably made out of hickory, unless you already know about maple and oak and have decided to play those instead. So this is kind of in the middle of the road. It's got a nice balance in between the weight and the density of the oak and the maple. You get a real just kind of in-between sound between the oak and the maple. Those are really the 2 contrasting sounds. So you get a nice full body out of the drum, you get a nice wash and a balanced stick sound on the cymbal, and we'll let you check it out. Last but not least, we have the Shogun 5A. This one is a Japanese oak, and it is the hardest and most rigid stick. Also, it's the most dense stick out of the 3 that we've selected today. On the cymbal, it gives you a much darker sound. You get a lot more wash because you're exciting the cymbal more, playing into it a little bit more because it's a heavier stick. So you're going to get a lot more wash, a little bit less of the stick definition, so it's great if you like to crash on your ride or something like that. Same thing on the drum. You're pushing into the drum a lot more, giving it a little bit deeper timbre. So you get a little bit darker sound on the drum and on the cymbals, and you can feel the crack in these sticks a lot. They're very rigid, almost like hitting a baseball too far up on the bat. You can really feel it in your hands. So a lot of people like that, where it's really responsive.